Right, here we are again, me and he. Self-isolating, apparently. Self-isolating. Is there a difference? I think there is actually. It's like, sometimes you lot isolate me, sometimes I isolate myself. But to be honest, if the advice is self-isolating, fucking dib, you fucking honour. I'm on that shit. Been on it for fucking ages, actually. I'm quite experienced at it. If any of you need any advice or help with self-isolating, I can tell you how to do that. I've got a little Captain Cuddle Paws with me. But I am on, is it day 10 now? I think it is. I think my episodes are going to actually catch up with my days on the drug. Yeah, I'm still singing its praises. I was just messaging my friend who was the one who was on it years ago when I couldn't get it. And I was really quite miffed. It's when I'd come off the Concerta and tried the fluoxetine and whatever the fuck that other horrible shit was. It was a combined serotonin and dopamine reuptake inhibitor. But it was just dopamine reuptake inhibitors I will always refuse because I know the side effects. And it's like the first day on them, you feel like you've taken ecstasy. You listen to tunes and you're, oh my God. And then by the second or third day, you just got loads of really fucking unpleasant symptoms, really fucking horrible side effects. It's like, oh, fuck this. I just feel vile. It's like, oh, it's sketchy and all sorts of shit. And then I couldn't get the Elvanse, as she was calling them. Everyone was calling them Elvanse. Everyone I heard of it said Elvanse. But it's not, it's Elvanse. But if you say it, Elvanse, oh, she's just messaged. If you say elephants, that means I eat elephants every morning. I do eat elephants every morning. Lots of little elephants. No, just one little elephant. I am still thinking I want to go up. That was what I just messaged my friend and I've said on here. Purely because, I mean, I'm sleeping pretty much fine. Last night was a rough night, actually. Last night I was, I think I was up to the loo twice. But like a good sort of like hour or so of trying to get to sleep and then getting about an hour of sleep and then thinking, oh God, I need a piss. And then like having a piss and then another hour and you're still not asleep. And that's like 4 hours have gone by out of your 6 hours sleep sort of night. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't seem like that. It wasn't that bad a night, but then we all get nights like that. Like I've kept saying, it's, you know, the instant tendency would be to blame the medicine. Because the medicine is the new kid on the block. And then you have to take another step back from that and go, yeah, but out of a random selection of 100 nights, would I have a night where I just had trouble sleeping for quite a long time? Regularly, yeah, absolutely, fucking regularly. I'm really erratic with my sleep. It changes seasonally. It changes seasonally. I can be a lark or an owl, or both. In the summer, I'm a lark and an owl. I'm a high energy morning person, but then I'm a long, deep, chill evening person. It's only half 1. That sort of thing. And I can go for weeks where I sleep for like 8-9 hours and I have to have it. And then I go for weeks where I don't. Or sometimes I'll sleep constantly on and off for 2 days. And then I won't sleep for 3 nights. I've had that pattern before. Yeah. I'm a bit all over the place with it. But by and large, I'm sleeping okay. My diet is all right. My diet's all right. I would say slightly affected. I don't know, but I've put weight on. I have put weight on since I've been on this drug. I've put another couple of pounds on. Weight loss is one of the factors to watch out for, and I've gained 2 pounds. Things like that. And just because I know what my previous performance parameters I know what I'm basically capable of, and there's no reason I shouldn't retain or return to that level of function, and that level of spontaneity rather than impulsivity, and just being consistent with my thoughts, being consistent with my actions. And I say desires, but I don't mean desires as in heart's desires. I mean like I desire to make a cup of tea desires, just my choices, my choices of actions, being consistent. I have a consistency with them. and all of that sort of stuff. And, you know, it's when you try, and then you just really, well, I realised how much I had lost. And that's why in a lot of these vids, I've just been saying that it's not actually about what fucking happened to me or who did what to me or what I experienced anymore. This is just the shit I'm fucking left with. It's just poor function in a lot of ways. And yes, it is linked to mood, but remember, everything pretty much goes through your midbrain, where all of your mood chemicals are and where all your fight and flight shit is. But even your muscular movements, a lot of them go through that. And they're tied in with memories as well. For instance, they need to be. I'm walking, there's a cliff edge. I need to remember that cliff edge means that I will fall over a cliff and plummet to my death. That sort of stuff. That recognition of things while you're doing things, they all go through the midbrain, and they all can be governed by feelings. That's what makes people jump. And so, you know, when they see something frightening and that sort of stuff, it's all fucking linked in to the mood centers. So when the stuff is hyper volatile, you end up this hilarious. You end up this hilarious and this difficult to manage and this fucking highly strung and over emotional and all that sort of shit. Over everything, talks too much, thinks too much, moves too much, shouts too much, is too noisy, is too needy, is too cuddly, is too sensitive, is too everything. I am too fucking everything for you lot. But it's also I'm just too. It's just, you're just too. Oh, so fucking re. I think I love people massively because I just think, oh my God, you're tolerating me, because I have just learned how fucking irritating I am, time and time again. And it's like I've had to I'm never allowed to say that. Don't put yourself down. It's like I didn't. You all did. I'm sorry, but you all fucking did. So fucking many of you, and you still fucking do. I'm not welcome here. Fine. I get it. It's okay. It's okay. I know what annoying people are like. They annoy the fuck out of me because I'm a very, very impatient fucker as well, which makes me even more difficult to live with. That's what I fucking deal with. That's why I'm fucking down about myself, because I am so continually off key in quite a nasty way with everyone, and often with people I love. So I accept my bestowment of I am an annoying cunt and I stay the fuck away, because I know I'm alright in small doses. And I'm never allowed to say that, but I fucking know it gets said about me. I'm not stupid. I see what gets said about other people when they leave the room. I'm not fucking stupid. So I have an acquired taste. Always have been. It's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. And my main point about touching on emotions and Elvanse and all that, look at this, I'm returning to something here, is, like I said, ditch the fucking whys and wherefores of the emotions. Because there's just so much in there, mate. There's no way of figuring it all out. It could be this and it could be that and it could be this and it could be that, and they all seem reasonable. Plus I'm an overthinker, plus I'm schizotypal, so they could all be illusions anyway. And then when they do happen, I'm fucking emotionally unstable and I overreact. What's the fucking point? What's the fucking point? Just accept that I live in a fucking merry-go-round of I don't know, just peer inside my head and it's like the fucking horses go around and it's all clowny and circus-like in there, and I might as well just go and accept that and think, right, notwithstanding that, Michael, what can you do about it? How can you apply yourself? So that's kind of what I want to do. But then obviously the emotions do come and they have the reverse effect, everything ping-pongs around and or whatever. But as I mentioned before, my elephants are for my ADHD. I'm going to have to start learning around all the emotional stuff and the fucking despair and the woe is me and the I want to die isms. you know, it's a long old fucking process. I was literally only sort of, well, what was I formally diagnosed about fucking 3 months ago or something like that. You know what I mean? It was just last year, had a huge positive intention in February. I had some shamanic healing and I was like, right, I had a very clear plan of everything. And then just everything started to go fucking tits up. And each fucking Thursday when I was, please take a seat, I learned more about myself and I cried more and I despaired more and I didn't know what the fuck was happening in the world more, and everything got more confusing more. And then I couldn't do anything anymore. And it just became more and more fucking horrible. And then I broke my fucking leg. And I took a photo of that yesterday. It's way shorter. That's, I think, what a lot of my problems are. Might not be that bad, because that side of it's fairly easy to fix with a booster cushion in my fucking shoe. I might try some odd shoes today and see how I fare. That might make an improvement. But it was that's why I literally walked up the hill and I was thinking, why is there so much? Why are the muscles were cramping in the wrong way for what made sense? If that makes sense. It won't. It won't. I don't know it. I know it intuitively and in my head, and I can't explain it properly because I don't know it fluidly enough. But I was thinking, basically, I'm getting a more significant ground reaction force on my right limb. Why? It must be fucking longer. It must be. That's why it's compressing more. And that's why it hurts more up hills. And that's why downhills are easier. Because I've got that, when my right leg comes down, the longer one, it's got that extra, it's dropping down further. So it's more like level. And so I sat on a box and I looked at my feet and it's fucking significant. So we'll see what happens with that. But it's like, I've been meaning to make this point. Time's going on, but with my leg, it feels like, guess what? It feels like I'm sort of disabled, but not quite. What, the same as my mental health issues? The ADHD is kind of, well, it's a bit of a label, really. EUPD, oh, that's just something they tell people who want to fucking, whatever, all the shit that there is. I wonder how many people, when I say on my Facebook about I've got mental health issues, roll their eyes and go, oh, do you think you've got mental health issues? And say something horrible to themselves and then keep scrolling. I know that shit's out there, man. And now it's going to be the same with my leg. It's like I'm in fucking pain every single day. I'm hugely limited in what I can do. I have to consider how far I have to walk around the shops and all that sort of shit. And again, I'm not saying that I'm worse off than anyone, because that would be many people's response. Other people are in wheelchairs, other people lose their leg. Da-da-da-da-da. All I'm saying is, there's no fucking recognition. I bet I won't get any fucking disability benefit. I bet I don't. Even though I remember being asked a question when I said I wasn't disabled with my other foot. She said, are there things that you can't do now that you used to be able to do? And I said, yeah. She said, well, that's disabled. It was then. We'll have to see what it is now. You know, literally can't walk more than about 50 odd metres without having to stop several times, and has significant levels of pain every single day in everything that he does. Apparently is the same as a normal person who can jump on a skateboard and ride down the road. Anyway, that'll get political, and I've had enough of politics.